Have you ever heard of the idea of living on Mars? It's something that many people have dreamed about, but is it really practical or possible? Elon Musk wasted billions of dollars on his personal vision of establishing a self-sustaining city on Mars, and others are also exploring the possibility of colonizing Mars in the future. Elon Musk believes that by colonizing Mars, humans can expand beyond the limitations of our planet and gain a better understanding of the universe. In this video, we will tell multiple reasons why this may not be a good idea and why it seems to be a crazy idea. First, the Martian atmosphere consists of 95% carbon dioxide and only 0.16% oxygen. Humans need 21% oxygen to survive, so reaching this level with current technology would be nearly impossible. The environment on Mars is also much harsher than on Earth due to the lack of atmosphere and extreme temperatures. We may forget the importance of oxygen for survival here on Earth because it is so abundant, but it is essential to sustain life. Without a proper source of oxygen in the right environment, living on Mars would be impossible. Even just a short stint on the planet would be incredibly dangerous. One thought would be to create suits for humans to wear that would protect them from the Martian environment. However, this would only be a short-term solution, as it would require a lot of energy and resources to keep people alive in such extreme conditions. Entire domes or pressurized living environments would have to be built and maintained. But the dangers posed by the environment would still be present. For example, the cold temperatures could cause people to suffer hypothermia. Heat waves can also occur, and they're far more extreme on Mars than on Earth. These extremes, combined with the lack of oxygen and atmospheric pressure, could spell disaster. Terraforming the entire planet is not feasible either. Even if it were possible, it would take hundreds of years and require a lot of energy and resources. Moreover, the unpredictability of Mars's weather and potential hazards such as dust storms would be difficult to manage. In addition, the effects of exposure on humans need to be considered. Everyone knows that the lack of gravity in space can cause health problems for astronauts, but radiation on Mars is also a major factor to consider. The solar radiation on Mars is much higher than it is on Earth, and this could cause major health issues among astronauts and those living there. Mars is also a very isolated place, so any communication or travel back to Earth would take an incredibly long time. If anything went wrong while living on Mars, there would be no easy way to escape the situation or get help from other people. It is expected to take up to 8 months for a spacecraft to travel from Earth to Mars and vice versa. As social creatures, humans need to be able to interact with others to thrive, so this could lead to mental health problems. Although there may be a crew there with you, the first few colonies would be relatively small, meaning a lack of social interaction could still be an issue. The lack of water and food also presents huge logistical problems. Although there is evidence that water exists on Mars, getting it in usable form would require a massive effort. Additionally, it is likely not enough to sustain a colony long-term. Growing food on the planet would be difficult as well due to the lack of resources and extreme environment. Unless eating freeze-dried food becomes the norm, Mars would not be able to support a large colony for very long. Lastly, the cost of living on Mars would be astronomical. It would require a huge amount of money and resources just to get there and survive, likely more than any one person or country can provide. Even though Elon Musk is amongst the richest people in the world, it would take an immense effort to get even a few humans to Mars and start a colony. Costs can range from building spacecraft to constructing habitats and other necessary structures. Not to mention that the cost of getting back home would be equally as high. Time costs would be even more significant. The amount of time it would take to travel there and get the necessary systems and structures in place, as well as training personnel and preparing for the journey, not to mention the length of time it would take to actually get there and back home, is almost insurmountable. It would be a lifelong commitment. Without a profitable return on investment, it's unlikely that anyone would be willing to fund such a project. Eventually, the project would become too costly and have to be abandoned. This is dangerous, as it would mean the loss of human life and valuable resources. Living on Mars may be awe-inspiring at first glance, but after a while, it can become a drag. Boredom, loneliness, and the danger of the environment could turn it into an unpleasant experience. Exploring Mars may be fun for a while, but eventually it would become monotonous, and humans would want to eventually go back home. As you can see, while living on Mars may be a dream for some, it is not yet a reality. Beyond the dream and into the realm of reality, it would not be fun or safe for those that choose to take that journey. Living on Mars is not a good idea at this time, and Elon Musk should probably think twice before considering such a venture. Thank you for watching.